I'm Kanaka Maoli, otherwise known as Native Hawaiian, and I believe in a decolonial future. American colonization is one of those uncomfortable truths, but the fact is we are a nation built on stolen land with stolen labor. Centuries ago, Hawaii held roughly the same population as it does today. It wasn't a perfect society, but we took only what we needed, finished work in just a few hours, and had plenty of time for art, for surfing, and true fellowship with one another. Then Western colonizers arrived and wiped out hundreds of thousands of my ancestors through violence, disease, and famine. America seized Hawaii in 1898, not coincidentally the same year as Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. Many of those same missionary families who forced my ancestors to work on plantations still dominate Hawaii politics today as the biggest donors and the largest landowners. Meanwhile, Native Hawaiians are in economic and environmental exile, and so many of us are homeless on our homelands. When I read about the 7 wars the US is currently engaged in, or hear directly from Palestinians of true accounts from Gaza and the West Bank, I can't help but to feel a shared struggle. The violence there may be more direct, and the profits going to weapon manufacturers rather than sugar barons, but the incentives for colonialism and occupation are the same. For the US and Israeli capitalistic forces, it's all about empire. Before Hawaii was a US state, we were an occupied territory. The far-right provisional government, with no public support, divided working people by race and beliefs in order to maintain control. Similar to Netanyahu, it's time we see the US for what it is, a patchwork of stolen and colonized lands and peoples. From Hawaii to Puerto Rico to Palestine, colonialism is still happening all across the world, reshaping borders, whole economies, and people's way of life. It's time we stop supporting and funding right-wing governments across the world. It's time we end all wars of occupation and conquest.